Hello everyone, I'm Major Chip, and today I'm going to be taking a look at something I find pretty interesting. What is this thing? This thing is a $20 car radio. Yeah, that's right. It was $19.98, I believe, at Walmart. As you can see from the box, it has Bluetooth, SD card, USB, and auxiliary input, which is a pretty nice array of connection possibilities. This is called the XD107 by, I guess that's XD Vision or XO Vision or whatever it is. Yeah, front audio in, front USB, front SD, preamplified line out, which just means it's a line level output for an amplifier. Half sized in, 4-channel, as you'd expect. 4 times 20 watts max, 48 watts RMS, so that's what, 12 watts per channel RMS, supposedly. And let's open it up, see what it comes with. I have the radio off to the side already. It has an instruction manual with a 1-year warranty, which probably means nothing. It has a very basic looking remote, which does work. That's just the mount for mounting it. There's the wiring harness. And these little tools to get it out of this holder thing, which I'm not particularly worried about looking at. Let's look at the radio itself. This is the radio itself. It's very, very lightweight. It feels like there's nothing in it. And if you look at it, it's odd because it has the antenna, which isn't where the antenna port goes. It goes there, RCA outs, and I mean the whole thing looks very, very cheap, and it feels like there's nothing in it. If you look in, you see a little circuit board here, a flat flex cable, and that's about all you can see. Circuit board there too. I presume this is going to be a single amplifier chip setup because I can see thermal paste over there where that screw is. So I figure they just have a single amplifier chip that goes stuck to the side, and it doesn't have a big heat sink. That's the front panel. I'm not sure what type of display it's going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be one of those reverse LCDs that are most commonly used here, in which, you know, the background is black and then the, you know, the different displayed characters light up. I figure that's going to be what this is. Actually, the controls and everything are pretty nice. It's an electronically controlled volume. The buttons feel a little cheap, as you'd imagine, but there's SD, aux, and USB. It does give you the wiring diagram right up top, which most do. And there's the FM range. And yeah, I am going to be taking this thing apart, just because I want to see what's inside of it. But I will test it out first. I'll try and be subjective with it, I guess is the word. And not see how little is in it. So, I'll be right back. I'm just going to have to go and set it up to a set of speakers. Okay, I have this thing very crudely hooked up to the speakers and power supply. That's actually a PC power supply rigged up as a sort of 12-volt bench power supply. This is a pair of speakers I'm sure you've seen before, just standard set of automotive all-in-one speakers. And the antenna is crudely attached to a screwdriver that's stuck into the antenna port, ran through one alligator clip into a different one, and that's going into a wire that runs along my ceiling. So, let me plug this thing in and see what happens. Okay, so the power is on, and you probably can't see that. That has a bit of a glare to it. Yep, it looks like it's going to be one of those reverse LCDs. It's also not lit, which is making it very difficult to see the time. Power. Oh, there we go. Well, that's not really a broadcasting channel, but it did power up. That's a good start. Let's try and find a station. Manual. Automatic. Really unsure as to how the user interface is going to be for this. Yeah. I mean, granted, I don't know if it's going to pick up any stations, but... Okay. Okay, well, I might not know what I'm doing. Let's just do it in manual mode. Let me try and get a station in that's broadcasted very, very close to here. Come on. Well, that's not coming in too clear, but... Okay. Oh, okay, so that's automatic. Actually, that came in very clearly. Yeah, 94.3, that's somewhat close. So is 101.5, but 101.5 must not have as strong of a signal. Okay, I don't want to play this song too much. Fear the copyright police will come and get me. Let's see how it handles a USB stick, which I'll plug right into there. Well, it loaded no problem at least. Wow, that actually sounds pretty good. Surprisingly good for a stereo of this type. I wonder how the Bluetooth works. Let's set it to Bluetooth. Oh. I can't really use Bluetooth considering I'm using my phone now, can I? You know what, let me switch cameras. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we're going to be a little bit more zoomed in because, I mean, that's sort of how this camera is. Let's see how to attach this to Bluetooth. I probably should read instructions, but, I mean, I'm not exactly that type of person. I like to try and figure it out first. So maybe this thing puts itself out once you tell it to go into Bluetooth mode. And sure enough, it does. Look at that, Bluetooth MP3. So I bet if you attach that... Bluetooth on. Huh, that is... I love how standardized Bluetooth has gotten. I ain't still trying to connect, but... Come on, come on. You can do this. Wonder if it already is connected. No, it's not. Connected to phone audio. That's good now. So let's load up some music and see how the Bluetooth works on this. Let's play the exact same song. No, different song. Oops. Okay. It's not playing. Okay, I'll come back when I figure it out. Okay, so I have hit a bit of an issue. Well, for one thing, this manual is completely useless. It tells you what the buttons are. And the only thing it says about Bluetooth is that in the mode you can change it to Bluetooth and search for Bluetooth on your phone, and the password would be 4 zeros if it asks you for a password. So, I searched, I found it on my phone, and it connected fine with call audio. But and it didn't automatically select media audio. And then if I select media audio, it'll just sit there. And I guess it'll try and reconnect using the media audio. And I've turned this thing on and off a few times. I've turned Bluetooth on my phone off a few times. And it seems to always do this, which is it just sits there saying connecting, connecting, connecting. Stay on screen, stay on. And yeah, it goes back to the menu to highlight media audio. So, I'm not saying that this thing will not work with Bluetooth for media playback, but it is not working with my phone, which is a Galaxy S4. I'm not sure where to go from there, other than to just skip over Bluetooth. So that is going to be the point that I'm at. So let me go back to the normal angle and let's see if there's anything else we need to check over with this thing before I tear it apart. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I guess I will plug in the USB again. Just listen to it one more time. It doesn't seem to remember where it left off with the USB, from what I could find. I have played around with this thing a few minutes. Not bad. It's certainly not a bad little amplifier. I think that's a little too much bass. Oh, that's right. That's probably because loudness is on. Okay, I think that gives you a good idea as to what it sounds like. It really doesn't sound too bad. I mean, especially if you were in a car and you had 4 speakers hooked up, provided it doesn't lose any power if you have 2 more speakers, which I really don't have a way of testing at the moment. But, I mean, it would be good enough for a small car, especially if you're going to be using factory speakers and you don't want to push them too far. This isn't really going to have enough power to blow them out as far as I can tell. I guess let's take it apart and see what's in it. I don't think there's going to be too much in it, but we'll see. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, let's take this thing apart and see what makes it work. I'm going to attempt to not destroy it, because this, even though it's a cheap little radio, it actually doesn't sound all that bad. And, It'd probably be good enough for, like, if you want to throw together a little garage radio or something with a couple of older speakers. Because you do still have the tone adjustment and the loudness control. That screw has thermal paste on it. Thermal grease, whatever. Probably should have just taken these screws out and then hit the record button, but oh well, it is what it is. Okay, I see everything moving now that I took the RCA plug screws out. And that is the back cover. Yep, that was thermal paste. I figured. Put these screws down here. And it looks like the top cover should also pop. Oh my. Oh my. Wow. That is tiny. That is... Oh my. That is... I mean, it's kind of what I was expecting, but I was expecting it to have a little bit more of a circuit board to it. What did they do with this thing? I mean, I guess they had to skimp with somewhere. Skimp on something. That's going to be the ground wire. That's going to be a flat flex. This was made February 5th, 2015. Well, it's only been sitting on the shelf a few months. Okay. Let's see how close I can get to these chips. We have a TM2313, and that one, which I'm pretty sure the camera is not going to be able to see. Let me just read it myself. A YD7377, and it also has funds written on it. 7377. Okay, so that's definitely going to be the amplifier chip. That's probably going to be some supporting hardware for the amplifier chip. And then you have all the logic and stuff for the front panel. I'm going to have to dig into this thing a little bit more. Be back. So here's the inside panel. Yeah, we'll start from the left, that's the SD card slot. That's going to be the 3.5mm jack. That's going to be the Bluetooth module. You can tell that because it has that sort of zigzag pattern for the Bluetooth antenna. We have a few more support chips. I mean, that one's just 1621 J303 or 8500. We have a time crystal. It looks like a podge wire or a patch wire, whatever. Going from there to there, and they had to insulate it. That was made June 16th, 2015, and just a few very basic components. HMY, CW6. I wonder if any of these numbers would link me to the actual company that manufactured this. I bet that, I mean, it looks like that single chip is doing most of the work for amplification. You know what? I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to go get my tablet, and we are going to look up a data sheet. I'll see if I can find a data sheet for that. And if I can, then we will take a look and see how much output power this thing really has per channel. Be right back. So let's see here. This is the single amplifier, which is 2 times 30 watts dual, or quad power amplifier for car radio. So it's basically made for this sort of purpose. Let's see here. No bootstrap caps. No audible PARP during ST standby operations. Okay. High output power capabilities. I don't want the high output power capabilities. And there's a block diagram. New technology class AB car radio amplifier, able to work either in dual bridge or quad single-ended configuration. Yeah, that's basically the chip right there. Total harmonic distortion. That doesn't look too bad. I'll have a short circuit protection, thermal shutdown. Ah, that's pretty neat. That's a pretty capable little chip. And that's about it. Oh, I thought they'd have a typical usage that'll actually show a little a little radio. That's 30 watts at 4 ohms. 4 times 6 watts at 4 ohms. And that's a max output. So if you are running, if you're running 4 speakers from this thing, it's going to be putting out at maximum, assuming they're 4 ohm speakers. Most car speakers are going to be 6 ohm, so you're going to be getting even less wattage out of it. So it's not a very powerful car stereo. Then again, I wouldn't expect it to be for 20 bucks. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this thing. I mean, for my purposes of just, having it powered by a 12-volt battery or something and running a cheap pair of speakers, won't be a very bad thing to have. I mean, the connection out, the output, the input connections are great, and that's very useful for me. It's decently built. I can't say there's anything really wrong with the layout or anything. I mean, it's just, I don't know how long it would last. And it has a single amplifier to run everything pretty much. Then again, it does have what was I gonna say? It does have some temperature protection and everything, like things like that. So, wondering if that's hardwired in. I don't think it is. I think it's just a different type of connector. So anyway, I hope you found this at least a little interesting, like I did. And if you want to, I'll leave a link in the description to the datasheet of it, so you could take a look at it yourself. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. This is Major Jip, signing out. Have a good one.